Okay, so one of the features we're going to be using our calculator for is to be finding intersections of two lines. And we did this for our solution stations the other day. So make sure you have your date, and this is the intersections on the graphing calculator. Everyone needs to have one. If you don't have one, you have a talk. See if we can get you one. So this is what we used the other day. We had this line, and then we had the f of x equals 720 line. So sometimes the answers aren't clear cut and we need an exact answer. So what we do is we go to our graphing calculator here, okay, turn it on, we go to y equals. So remember, f of x is the same thing as y equals. So I could rewrite this equation right here as y equals negative 40x plus 1200, and I can rewrite this as y equals 720. Okay, so don't let the f of x excuse you. This is the function of x or just y. Okay, so we go to our calculator and we put in negative, oops, hold on, 40x, so 40, x is right next to your alpha, plus 120, and then, oops, 1200, oops, and then down to y equals 720. Now, our normal window set is to 10, negative 10. Now, clearly, it's not going to fit with a y-intercept of 1200 and 720, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and just hit graph. And this is my little circle saying it's thinking, and we don't see anything on the screen because it's way off it. So I'm going to go to zoom, and I'm going to go down to 3 for out. And then once I hit it, I have to hit enter twice. And you'll know it's zoomed because those lines get sort of thick like that. And still, I'm only seeing one part of it. So if I hit enter here again, it zooms again. So I'm going to hit it again because I'm still not seeing the other line. And I'm going to hit it again. Where's my window at? See, the window is still only at a max of 640. So again, that's at 720. So it's still not even enough. Excuse me. All right, so I'm still having a problem with it. It's getting so zoomed out that the lines are thick and I can't even see any of it. So this is what we're going to go. We're going to go to the window. Okay. We know my y-intercept here is 1200. And we know it, which is more than 720. So we're going to have to go ahead down here and tell it my max is, we'll go 1250. You usually want to go a little bit over what you have so you can see it in the screen. Okay. The y minimum, we don't really care about a negative. So we're just going to make that 0. Now we're going to do the scale. So I got between 0 and 1250. So I'm going to make a scale. And scale is like if it's going to go up by 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. So I've got a big range between 0 and 1250. So I might even just hit maybe 250 and see how that works. Okay. And then my x is not so important. So I'm going to make that 0. Let's see. If I found out the x-intercept here, I'd plug 0 in for there. I'd subtract that over, and I get 300. So we'll do a minimum of 0 and a maximum of like 400. Let's see how that works. Oh, and I got to do my scale. And my x scale can be different than my y scale. I might go up by, I don't know, 50 in here because it's between 0 and 400. Let's see if we can fit it in now. Now hit graph. Okay, so now I get my 2 lines in here. So I want to find is the intersection point. So we had to do a lot of work. We had to zoom it, that didn't work, so then I had to go ahead and put my scale in manually, and eventually we found our intersection. So what I want to know is, what is this intersection point right here? Well, there's a way in our calculator to do it. We do second calc. So calc is in blue, so we hit second blue, and we look at the intersect, which is 5. So then it says first curve, okay? So you can see, where's my cursor at? is. Okay, so I want to put it over on the y-axis, and let's get it up there. I want it just above the intersection here. So first curve, I just have it above it. So we hit enter. And then the second curve, I'm just going to put it below the intersection and hit enter. Then I want it to guess. And so yeah, I want it to guess for me. And it tells me the intersection is x equals 12 and y equals 720, which is what we got right here. Okay, so let's try another example. So on this problem, when we did it by hand, we found that the x value was about 4. But we'll have times when we need to find exactly what that x is. So again, that's where my calculator is going to come in. So remember, we always start over at zoom standard. When I hit zoom standard, it refreshes my window back to the 10 by 10. Okay? So now I'm going to go to my y equals, and I can just clear these out. I'm going to put in 4x minus 7 and 1. And y equals 8 on the other. Because remember, these are y equals. I'm going to hit graph and see if I can find it. And there's my intersection. So again, we do second calc. I choose the intersection function. Okay. There's my cursor. I'm going to move it up to just below, where I'm giving it like a little range. So I'm hitting just below the intersection for the first curve. And then I'm just going to go, oops. Come on. I'm just going to hit above it for the second curve. So you're telling it to look for the intersection between these two spaces. So you're giving it like a little range to look between. I know the intersection's between here somewhere. So we hit enter. Hello. Why is that not working? Where's my cursor at? Issues. All right. Okay, it didn't like that first one, so I just moved it down a little bit. So it says, do you want me to guess? And I say yes. So here it says the intersection is y is 8, which is what we had, because we know it's a horizontal line. But the intersection is actually 3.75. So that's the exact x that we have. So we want to do that. All right, so I want you to try the next two on your own. Okay, so you're going to find the exact x, and class we approximated it at 10, but I want you to use your calculator function to find the exact decimal for this one. And again, you're going to have to put your window into some high numbers like we did in the very first example. And then 18, again, I want you to find out what the exact answer is. We estimated in class. So now I want you to put these in. Again, this has a y-intercept of 90 and a y-intercept of 420. So you might have to, again, put your window in manually on those. Good night. Make sure you take your notes and make sure you have down what calculator buttons you need to press. If anything on this video is, you should have on there what you need to press on your calculator to get the intersection point. Okay? Good night.